Hello there and welcome on by. Thanks so much for coming by to practice. Being present is our message this year, and I just want to say thanks so much for being here. Some of us are loving this message this year, and some of us are not loving it as much. And we all have our relationship with whatever, everything, right? And I was listening to somebody talk yesterday, can't remember which podcast I was listening to because I listened to a few yesterday, but everything is a relationship basically is what the conversation was about, and it's what is our relationship with it. What is our relationship with money? What is our relationship with, what is my relationship with this? What is my relationship with that? And the resistance is plentiful. And so it's basically just checking out our relationship with it. Was just interesting, but a lot of the relationship with it was based on being present for it because stressing things out, trying to get them to hurry up, trying to get to the next moment, you're not going to be in a friendly place with it because you want to be already to the next thing, right? So there's like all of these relationships, our relationship to it, resistance, a lot of it has to do with being present in this moment. And so I think it's just an excellent conversation this year. Thanks again for coming by. We are here every single day, and we're in our 6th year. So that's something to be celebrated. It's just part of what we do, right? It's part of listening to these messages is something that we do daily, and we gather here for it. So I appreciate that. I'm going to put the music on to help us as a tool release some of the stimulation that we might be carrying. And so this is offered to just help us soften a little bit. I know it works with me. Just allowing the crinkles in my forehead. I start with my forehead, let it soften. If I close my eyes and breathe, I might be able to visualize some nice indigo movement going on there. And let it come down into my eyes, around my eyes, my cheeks. Our cheeks retain this energy from the emotions. So letting these muscles just relax and soften, maybe a little few relaxation of the neck, and let the shoulders come away from your ears. And by here, I start to, all right, realize the body starts to realize, oh, we're getting a little more comfortable. Slow that breath down, help everything soften. Breath can get a little bit deeper when we stop constricting. When we start to loosen up and soften the breath, there's more space. So working consciously with that breath, allowing that breath to come in and help soften and nourish. And really just bring it on down and touching our fingertips. We're coming into our body and leaving our mind and all this craziness out there for our message. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo is the book we're following this year. New York Times bestseller, described as having the life you want by being present. By being present to the life you have. And the message we're offered today, this day number 1949, is titled Giving Up What No Longer Works. I don't know about you, but I have said many times, releasing what no longer serves. Giving up what no longer works is our message today. Take a breath. Let's feel it. Let's breathe with it. And let's learn from it. Burning your way to center is the loneliest fire of all. You'll know you have arrived when nothing else will burn. At first, this sounds rather somber, but from Moses to Buddha to Jesus, the deepest among us have all shown that living is a process of constantly paring down until we carry only what is essential. It is the same in the human journey as in the natural world. As the center grows stronger, what once was protective turns into a covering, like tree bark or snake skin that is now in the way. And sooner or later, we as spirits growing in bodies are faced with burning old skins, like rags on sticks, to light our way as we move deeper and deeper into the inner world, where the forces of God make us one. When faced with the need to keep going inward, we are confronted with a very difficult kind of life choice, like carving up your grandmother's table for firewood to keep your loved ones warm, or leaving a job that has been safe and fulfilling in order to feel vital again, or burning an old familiar sense of self because it's gotten so thick that you can't feel the rain. In truth, always needing to stay immediate by removing what is no longer real is the working inner definition of sacrifice. Giving up with reverence and compassion, but no longer works, in order to stay close to what is sacred. Let's just take a breath with it. Let's pause with that. The conversation I was listening to yesterday. Oddly enough, also spoke about this a little bit. The fella that I was listening to, can't remember his name right now, started carrying only with him what would fit in a carry-on bag. Whatever the largest carry-on bag you could have is what he put all his belongings in. And if it didn't fit in that, then that was all he had. And as you go about traveling, as a traveler, as you go about traveling, carrying all your belongings with you all the time, you begin to question what's important, because it's extra weight. It is extra baggage. And so maybe you don't need these other shoes because you never wear them, but yet you're toting them around. They become a problem, right? Something needlessly to deal with. And it was just a fascinating conversation. But that's what made me think of it here, right here. We as spirits in bodies are faced with burning our old skins. And as the center grows stronger, what was once protective turns into a covering. Oh, up here, I see, okay. A process of constantly paring down until we carry only what is essential. And I was listening to this fella talk about carrying his belongings, and then eventually, so it got smaller to a different size carry bag, and then it got to be a traveler's backpack, and now it's just a school backpack. One pair of shoes, a few this and that and the other, couple pair of underwear, because if you wear the underwear, then you don't have to wash the jeans every day. You wash the underwear. One pair of shoes fits all occasions. And he talked a bit about the freedom from that. He talked about a bit about the freedom to that. When everybody's gathering their 20 things of luggage, he just grabs his backpack and wispily walks away. You know, and I felt that freedom from that. Although I don't see that as being an interest in me to be a traveler like that. I'm very much a homebody. I like my home. I like just being home. I could be in my home. I could do that. Giving up what no longer works. Being true to ourselves all day long here, because this is taking our time and our energy and robbing us of the richness, for sure. So let's see what our meditative practice offered is today. It says that sit quietly. So let's bring ourselves back down to that relaxed jaw. Sit quietly and meditate on the edge of yourself that meets the world. And feel its thickness. And as you breathe, feel the inner edge of yourself that meets your spirit. And feel its softness. And as you breathe, pray for the edge that is you to be as thin as possible and only as thick as necessary. In gratitude, thanks so much for sharing your presence here and allowing this wonderful little community to be in existence. And with richness and depth and gratitude. See you tomorrow. Namaste.